Hey y'all, I got my glasses on today, but I finished watching the Diddy episode, well, the Diddy documentary, episodes 3 and 4. Um, Diddy's ass needs to be locked up. Throw away the key. Like there's nothing redeeming about this man, and there's nothing really worth saving, and he is really corroded to his core. And I think I'm gonna touch on. I'm gonna do like a whole, like kind of like my overview of the entire thing. But I'm not saying that this is all his mother's fault. But it's just I feel like he was just corroded. He's corroded, and he came from a corroded womb. He did. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And the way that he involved his sons, especially Justin, that was, well, in the documentary explicitly said it was Justin. I'm pretty sure, including Christian, because I think there's been allegations against him as well. I feel like he did it to like exert his power over his sons, but to also make sure that there's always going to be like this surplus supply of people to fall for him and to pretty much there's always going to be somebody, like literally like some human bodies, to be the steps and the stepping stone of his walk, his ascension to whatever fame or whatever, to getting the fuck out of whatever shit that he is in. Like everyone is a sacrificial lamb, and he literally is a siphon. And the way that people use God, I'm not gonna do nothing. God is telling me not to do nothing. But he's saying to Justin, oh, but you could be doing something. You could be doing this. God telling me not to do nothing. God telling me not to do nothing. And this God complex is so many people in power, that whether they're in like power through law, through medicine, through influence, they know how to play on people's faith. Because a lot of times that's all that people truly have is their faith. And if you can kind of like enmesh yourself with people's faith, they will always see some type of redeeming quality in you, because the foundation for a lot of religions, especially Christianity, is forgiveness, even forgiving people who have trespassed against you. And I think that really sets a lot of people up to be, susceptible to systematic and just like all encompassing insidious abuse. Um, Lil Rod, Capricorn, Kirk Burrows. It's like everybody, he knows how to surround himself with like very gifted, talented, but yet extremely vulnerable people. Extremely vulnerable people. And I think that's really a tail sign of how predatory he is, because a predator knows how to pick its prey. A predator always knows how to pick its prey. And when it came to that jury, I think two things were at play. Number one, our judicial system has no compassion and no real capacity for women or children. Number two, when it comes to domestic violence and, you know, assault, or, sexual assault between people within a relationship, that is hard to prove, because it's like, well, how, one time you consent when y'all have sex, well, how can we differentiate what this time is? And when someone is close to you and you all have shared, I guess you could say, the most intimate parts of yourself, those things are enmeshed. Even at moments where you feel as if you may not want to, you would still feel entitled to, or you feel indebted to. And I really feel like those jurors were starstruck. I do. I I feel like a lot of times, with women and the way sex is used, especially in a legal manner, it's all, I think the fact that the victim has to prove that they are a victim in this judicial system, and kind of not the way around where I would say the perpetrator has to prove that they're not a perpetrator. I think that it almost felt as if these people were kind of looking for a reason to not convict him. Because everything was like, oh, this wasn't a domestic violence case. Oh, you can't have luxury and then not have it. It's like, are you jealous that this woman had access to things? I'm like, to me, that is a dead giveaway that a lot of times people will be abusive. If they're offering you this life and they're giving you this luxury, you will feel indebted to them, especially if that's something that you didn't have before and it's something that you feel like you only got through them. You're going to always feel like I have to earn this right to say no, earn this right to you're going to always be feeling like, well, you should look at what all I've done for you. That's the reason why they pick these very destitute or very vulnerable, marginalized people, or everybody's just looking to make it. It's a reason behind that. It's just like he was the perfect predator and he knew how to pick the perfect prey, and he was in the perfect industry to be a predator. I mean, because the music industry is all about taking from the artist. Everything comes from the artist to be packaged, or whatever product it is, given to the masses. So you're already taking something from someone and using it for, some type of monetary gain. Like, it's always some type of usurpation of some energy. If I'm using that word, even if it is a word. And just like Kirk Burroughs said, they did not listen to the nuance. I don't think they wanted to hear the nuance. I really don't think they wanted to hear the nuance, because it's just, I feel like there are so many instances that shows you how violent and how deceptive, how retaliatory, how deadly this man is. And it's like, well, if it wasn't printed in black and white, I don't understand it. But at the same time, your attraction and your affection and your adoration for this man, you don't have to see it in black and white in order for it to be bleeding in your bleeding over into your perception of him and how you decide this case. Unfortunately, I do think he got off easy. But I think he got off easy legally, but culturally, I think he culturally and socially, and I think that will translate to economically for him on how he'll be able to, monetize and get new opportunities after this. I truly believe it might be what would have, sometimes I kind of feel like maybe that's what he needed, because he needed an ego death. He was all about perception and all about what everybody thought of him. So it's like, what would really hurt him the most? The fact that, he's lost this global adoration. People know you for who you are. And yes, you might not have legally been persecuted for it in the way that you should have, but people know who you are spiritually and socially and throughout the media. And I mean, the way this man was able to still fucking alter and control the media while he's in an active federal case. Like, they didn't keep these people from being able to go on social media. Like, to me, that's just like a mishandling of the case, almost intentionally. But I'll come back. But this is just, once again, my initial thoughts. I think I'll kind of come back with some main themes that I felt throughout the episodes. But let me know how you all felt about it, or just how you feel about the feedback and the commentary. Comment, interact, whatever. I'll be back. And thank you for watching the video.